So there was one particularly by one prophetess. They do point my so is a quite ash, okay, very peppery that anytime it's being poured. So I used to feel the ashness or the heat
Oh my
up to
God.
the back of my skull.
Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations. My name is C.E.O. I am your host and I am here to ignite your God's given purpose. From my experience living with impaired vision, I've come to realize the power of resilience, mindset, and determination. On this channel, we bring you inspiring stories of remarkable people who are living beyond their limitations. We also explore tips and insights that will inspire, motivate, and empower you to break free from your limitations, become who God has created you to be, find meaning and purpose, and live a well balanced life, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So, join me as together we will learn, grow, and thrive beyond our limitations.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Living Beyond Limitations with Daniela Ibikiri. Today, we have another tech person in the house, like the Baba of them all. Yes, he's a leading authority when it comes to IT for visually impaired persons. So today we meet Olufemi.S.A.Bayode, a trailblazing author, educator, and accessibility expert dedicated to empowering individuals with visual impairments, with a portfolio of 7 textbooks on adaptive technology, including Microsoft Office and web development. Olufemi has established himself as a leading authority in accessible technology training. As a certified project manager, special education teacher, CEO and chief consultant at Special Learning Needs Consultants, Olufemi brings a unique blend of technical expertise, pedagogical knowledge, and leadership skills to his work. Olufemi is a visually impaired person, married to a beautiful woman, and they are blessed with a child. So let's meet Olufemi S.A. Bayode. Hello, Olufemi. Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations. It's an honor having you here.
Thanks, moderator. I'm happy to be here too.
Yeah. Oh wow. So I just realized something like the past 3 guests I've had, their names all starts with Olu. Wow. And you're the 4th person. 4 persons in a row. Olu, 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 Olu. It's an Olu something. Wow. So guys, all the guests I had in the first season, all the males, they all have learned from family, either directly or indirectly. And also, I learned Python programming, video editing. Yes, I do my video editing myself. So I've also learned that from family as well. He's one person that has helped me a lot in the field of IT as a visually impaired person. I was wondering, like, visually impaired persons program. I had no idea until my computer instructor then, when I went for vision rehabilitation, Lucky Pastor, until he introduced me to you, gave me your contact and all. Like, wow, okay. So they can actually program, software programmers, web developers, and all. So welcome, the Baba of them all. It's really yeah, yeah. So I mean, you are an educator, an author, a web
That's
developer,
right.
an accessibility
Mhm.
expert, a certified program manager, a YouTuber, and the CEO and chief consultant at Special Learning Needs Consultants. Like, what do you not
Yeah.
do? All that. And you're also a married man with a child. I mean, like,
Mhm.
that's amazing. I want to be like you in the future. Okay, so your profile like it's large, but just tell us who you are in a simple term?
In a simple term, we call myself an inclusion crusader and a tech savvy.
Okay, an inclusion crusader and a tech savvy. Wow, that's good. Okay, so before we talk about your tech field and all, like I always like to hear that story before the whole, tech thing and all. A visually impaired person, you were not born as a visually impaired person. So I'd like to hear your story first of how you became a visually impaired person.
I lost my sight, though early in life. That's at my teen age, when I
Wow.
was in secondary school, SS3 to be precise. And I do discuss these under three categories, which are seen as the three conservative factors to my sight loss. One is negligence, the other one is wrong diagnosis, and the third is ignorance. Okay, so on the part of negligence, when I start experiencing issue with my sight, maybe I am walking and then for some seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, my eyes will just go dim. So I just kept with myself. The only persons that I informed were my peers, my friends at school. So I
Okay.
told them that this is what is happening to me, and all they told me that there is nothing to be worried about. That perhaps I have so many blood in my vessels. It's nothing to worry about.
Can you
Go
imagine? Which kind of
to
talk with that one? SS blood. Hello.
Yeah. So until one day
Doctor.
that I injured myself while trying to cross the road as a result of this dimness of my eyes. So a
Wow.
family friend actually saw me then. So she was the one that told my parent that did this happen to me, that I felt what. So my parents now called me that someone said this thing happened so day, that what happened to. So I now narrated everything to them. So they were shocked that something like this had been happening to me for quite a
And you
while.
didn't
And
speak up.
so with my dad, he was seeking medical intervention. So he took me to the hospital, whereby the doctor gave me a wrong diagnosis. So I was diagnosed for cataract. Little did we know that it was nystagmus. So we actually
Wow.
treated
I haven't heard
wrong.
that before.
Yeah, so we're treating something different. So that's on that part. And on the side of my mom, she's of the opinion, based on what she believes, that okay, there is a spiritual attack, enemy from the village, blah blah blah. So with that, because she took me to different prophets, spiritual homes, native doctors, pastor, imams, and the likes. So, with the one that usually come to mind, because some of these things that was being given, some I will rub it on my eyes, some I will have to pour it inside. So there was one particularly by one prophetess, they do pour into my. So is a quite ash, okay, very peppery, that anytime it's being poured. So I used to feel the ashness with the heat
Oh my
up
God.
to the back of my skull. So
Wow.
out of reflex, one of the, because I was using it for 7 days, and on the fourth day when it was being poured, so out of reflex, I as in shake on my head, so the thing poured outside on my eyeball. So touching and also smelling it, the thing was nothing different from a methylated spirit. So based on my assessment, because the prophet was told, based on the ultrasound scan that I did at one of the hospitals, that there was a wound in my eye that made me fell when I was still small. So to her, so she just feel that, okay, what do you use in a treating wound? So I strongly believe that among those concussions she put together, based on what I said,
Wow.
I is that the leader spirit. So all this, I said, contributed to the loss of my sight, both the wrong diagnosis, negligence, with ignorance. So that is just how everything just went. Just one night like this, I just slept, I woke up and I couldn't see anything again. So I have to
Wow.
drop out of school. Then I have to enroll in a special school to complete my secondary school education. From there to the university, had my master's, and here I am today.
Wow, what a story. So
Okay.
how did you feel about that? Like, oh my God, I wish I told my parents earlier. Or why? Why did my mom think it was a spiritual thing? Or like the medical doctor that diagnosed you wrongly? How did you feel at that point?
Like every other person with a visual impairment who
Mm.
lost their sight later in life, I was dejected, I was depressed.
Oh,
Though I didn't go deep into depression because my
sure.
dad is always around me, try
Oh,
to
wow.
counsel me, and he promised me that I shouldn't worry, that anywhere I want to go, he will always be there with me when it comes to my education. But I didn't blame anyone. Neither
Okay.
did I blame myself that
Okay.
why me this. But uh, how I wish I have informed my parents early enough.
Earlier.
How I wish that we got a good doctor. If I could turn back the hand of time, those
Mm.
are the things I would have done. Perhaps
Sure.
letting my parents know on time. And if destiny made it that okay, with that maybe I will surely lose my sight. Okay,
Mm.
I am
Mm.
happy with that it happened then. When I
Okay.
say I have my father, dad is late now.
Sorry about that. Mm.
Thanks. Uh, I lost him September 13th, 2 months ago now.
Wow, just recently. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know. Wow, so sorry. May so rest in
Thank
peace. Hmm.
Amen. Okay, because
Mm.
I'm just thinking that if I didn't have my father, maybe by now I would have even continued with my education. My mom
Yeah.
would still be hoping that a miracle will happen,
What happened?
still going for doctor shopping. But let me will tell you this funny story.
Okay.
My dad, when I eventually lost my sight, and my dad
Mm.
told my mom that we enrolled at the special school for rehabilitation.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
my mom was crying, shouting, quarreling. My dad, I know that my son can never go to such a school where people whose eyes have been glued together, that he can't go there, that means you have lost hope on my
Hmm.
son, this and that. So for that reason, I couldn't resume immediately. My dad started doing everything secretly. He bought
Hmm.
my school sandals, bought everything. He would be keeping it
Wow, behind the
in the
back.
boot. Yes, in his car, in the boot. He will be keeping it there. So on the day I will be resuming, that was the day that my mom knew that I'm going to special school.
Are you
She
serious?
cried, yes, she
How
cried
did
that
she
day.
take it?
She
Wow.
But what can she do? So I have to move on, and I've already made up my mind based on what my dad told me that I shouldn't worry, that he's going to support me, my education, that it is possible for a blind person to still forge ahead in life, to have good education. That
Yeah.
though he doesn't know how they read, but there's a special way they used to read and write.
Hmm.
But said he doesn't know. He used to talk about this prophet Obadari. Yeah, he is a blind prophet. So back then, my
Okay.
dad used to say that it is not that Holy Spirit is the one telling him those Bible quotations, Bible verses. That I used to read it somewhere. with his hand. That's how they read, but he doesn't know. So when I
Oh.
got to that special school,
Mm.
we realized that my father bought sandals of the same foot.
Yeah.
Which left. That's why the bucket was leaking.
What's
Yes.
happened?
So we have to purchase another thing. Imagine if it's my mom that
Mm.
have done that, she would have
Mm.
gotten everything right. You get.
Right, yeah.
So that was how
Yeah.
it was. But
Oh
I thank
well.
God today that I am better. That there is no day that my mom will visit me with my dad back then that
Mm.
she won't cry.
Cry.
She won't
Oh.
see other children that are blind running around. But for
Mm.
now, she's happy that I am
Yes,
fulfilled. Okay,
of
everything that
course.
someone with a sight we do, I have
Mm.
done it, even done.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I'm the first person with master's degree in my lineage. Both my
Wow.
parents' side, my mother, and my father's roots. I'm the first person with a master's degree. Among my siblings, I was the first person that we clear all his paper in a single sitting. So,
Wow, 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 wow. Oh, you got
uh,
some brains. Like I'm proud of you.
thanks.
Wow.
The major thing that actually helped me to even come out of all these things was the love that I got from my people.
Great, great, great. And good to know you had that support. Like, I can't overemphasize the importance of having a support system. And you had that, your family, your dad, most especially. May his soul rest in peace. Yes. It's so difficult when you're on this journey of living with impairment without support. Yeah.
So during this period, even though I'd been to special school,
Mm.
I was still as in sad about my
Yeah.
situation that why me?
Okay.
I just feel that this life is not fair. Okay,
Mm.
so I don't like letting people know, like my friends that were both in
Mm.
schools when I was sighted. So I
Mm.
didn't let any one of them knew what happened to me, what
To
become of me
you.
then.
Hi, shame.
So I was ashamed of myself. So I even
Wow.
met the two
Just
of
like me.
them
Mm.
at a different occasion. One in Benin, one at the church in my state then. So they were calling me that Femi. So I have to develop my identity. Even one of them walk up to me with that, you not Femi. I said no. That's
Are
it.
you serious? You shame like that? Wow.
Yes. But I do go to so school. I said no.
Mm.
I
Wow.
just mentioned another school where I completed my secondary school education. Remember, I
Yeah.
said I go
Mm.
out, so I have to go to another school. So well, that was the school I was claiming. That's a high school. That's the school I went to. Okay, so then what's your name? Well, my name is Akindele. So I didn't
Anyway.
even. Yeah, I only mentioned one of my other names. So I didn't tell them the truth, and I didn't lie at the same time.
So how were you able to come out of that shame?
One of
Yeah.
them
Mm.
okay, looking for me there.
Okay.
That was the year I actually got admission to the university. So
Okay.
when she came, well, that was 4 years after we all lost the contact. Okay,
Mm.
so she came, we were talking, okay, what of this, that. Then she now asked me that, well, that she learned that I have issues. I said yes. Though then I was a little bit out of with the woods, okay,
Yeah.
but not complete. So I said yes. When she saw me with one transparent glasses, so she
Mm.
thought it was a recommended glasses, not knowing it's just a fashion lens. So she
Fashion,
was saying
yeah.
that this is what I use for my reading and stuff, because she didn't know that it was complete lots of sight.
Yours.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so I said yes. So now Was not asked that, okay, where am I now? I told her that I just got admission to the university, that I'm in 100 level. She now told that she too also got admission to so school that same year. I said, wow. Huh? So I was marveled because I was thinking that they would have all graduated from a university. Okay, that's
Yeah.
but it was necessary that I lost my sight. First time
Okay.
necessary.
Wow.
So, and I have to ask of my other friends, Dide, K Lord, Undertaker. We just
I
ask them,
love
all of them.
such name.
But that this one, with this one is still looking for admission.
Admission.
With this one is happening with SSCE. With this one, it's not even having interest for schooling again. So at the end of the day, when I asked of everyone, I realized that it's just a single person that was ahead of me.
Wow,
As
are you
many
serious?
as
Wow.
yes. There were so many of them, they were still far behind me.
Wow, what
So that was the
happened?
last day I hid myself. So from that day, anywhere I go, people must notice me. I must make them know that Femi is here.
Wow.
Femi is around.
Hey, how shade. Femi is around. I see. So, you hearing that, okay, a lot of them are still seeking for admission, they are not so ahead of you. It gave you that confidence, like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not doing bad. Yes, let me just snap out of the shame and come out. And you started announcing your presence. Femi is here, like a boss. I see. Oh, well, all these didn't stop you becoming a visually impaired person. It didn't limit you from becoming who you are right now in the tech field. You're a leading authority. You have your organization, Special Learning Needs Consultant, of which you're the CEO and chief consultant. So, talking about your organization, what have you been able to achieve with your organization?
We've been able to train more than 200 persons with visual impairment and
Wow.
over 60 persons without impairment on various ICT use and the person with visual impairment. And we've worked with different organizations, even government, like in 2016, the Ondo State government also called me to train teachers. That's special
Wow.
now to use IT or to be able to improve the academic standard of a person with visual impairment in those states.
Okay.
And in 2020, yes, during the COVID, so we also thought of, okay, how can we even reach people that are locked down? Okay, so that was how when we did a pilot training using the blind journalists in Nigeria, where we trained them on how to write data story using Microsoft Office Excel doing analysis. So after then, we started virtual training. The other organization have followed suit now, but we actually did it first. And today we've been able to reach many people with the that weren't having with the thought of learning computer will be to distance. Okay, so our virtual learning, would they been able to learn so many things about a computer to our credits, and we have at least not less than 7 persons with visual impairment in Nigeria today that are software developer. We have about 3 that are web developers. And up to now, we are still the only one having up-to-date, relevant computer manuals on a subject like Excel, PowerPoint, web development, solving with the internet, and a basic computer operation. And like I always tell people that if you see anyone that knows computer so well, okay, be it Microsoft Office Excel, be it programming, that person pass through us, either directly or indirectly. I think that means we are the one that train the person. Indirectly, that means it is one of our products that train that person. And that person, that side, the person is so good. So you can do your research and verify.
Wow, are you bragging? Is it only in Nigeria, or you do beyond the borders?
We do beyond the borders. Yes.
Okay.
Even yesterday night, I was with a client in Canada with a virtual section where I was putting through the use of JAWS, the screen reader. I have students across with the continent in California, Canada, UK.
O'Shea, international guy. And all you do on YouTube?
So we create content that are beneficial to persons with behavioral impairment. And one thing that we focus on with generally in our organization, because we know that with software, yes, there are things that are easily available, easily accessible to blind people. But when it comes to content on how to use those software, on how to use those IT gadgets, that's what people who don't have. And that's what we use our YouTube channel and our blog page in achieving, okay? We're creating manuals, creating content that can help people to use various software, various IT gadgets.
Amazing. You're doing well. I must commend you for that. I've gone through your school to learn programming, and I know a couple of people too that are doing very well as programmers. I've learned through you as well. Like Peace, Kefa. Yeah. You're married with a child. So how did you get there, and how has marriage been for you?
It was difficult finding with true love, yes, while I was at university due to impairment. But amidst all this, after my youth service, which also has its own thing too, so I finally found the person I love, and she loved me for who I am, and we finally got married. Very beautiful woman, the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah, sure.
And they're loving, and she's very educated.
Wow.
Which is on a master currently.
Wow.
Which is also a sighted lady. And as a matter of fact, she said, I'm the first blind person she will come across with education. That she has never seen any visually impaired person being to school.
Wow.
Yeah, that I'm the first educated one which will be saying. Yes. My marriage has been sweet.
Wow.
And we thank God, we also bless us with a child. And even within my marriage, my business has even increased, okay, beyond what it used to be before I got married. And she's very supportive, okay, with my business, with my career. Also, she has been supporting in me most things that I do, okay, she's been supportive. Let me also add this to it. Even our family love me so much. Our family. So I'm having an interesting in-laws.
Are you serious? You are a lucky one, How do you feel not being able to see what she looks like?
Though I don't feel bad, because with the little information that I have, I've been able to build a picture of her in my mind, and even the picture of my child. So I have them in my heart, okay? And I do dream about them, okay? I do dream about them. Yes.
Okay, that's great. Your wife has been supportive. Good, you've enjoyed your marriage. Your marriage has been good to you. Lucky you. Okay. So what has been that one thing that has happened that you'd be like, I wish I could see?
Something which I would have loved to do if I can see.
Mm.
We used to drive a car. I remember when my dad was sick before he died. I
Mm.
wish I can drive. Okay.
Oh.
I would
Mm.
have been the one driving into the hospital instead of
Mm.
having to call someone to come and help
Yeah. Help
us in
you.
the
I
hospital. Yeah.
understand. Yeah. That
So
could be
that's
sad. Like, yeah. Let's go to the faith part. What would you like to say about faith and disability?
okay. Faith and the disability. Mm. A disability one, yeah, with something that can happen to anyone at any point in a time, and it's not something that is associated with a particular lineage, with a
Okay.
particular tribe,
Yeah.
okay, and it can happen at any point in time, as I said. Faith and disability, there is nothing about faith that maybe if the person who doesn't believe in a disability cannot happen.
Mm.
Okay, so because for every person with a disability that goes out every day on his own, there is no faith that is as strong as that. Because
Yeah.
thinking that the person who doesn't have faith, maybe you too
Mm.
should try to close your eyes and then walk on the highway and see what happens.
Exactly.
So the person is having faith that okay, with that I will go out and I will come
Mm.
back safely. So there is no
Wow.
faith that is as strong as that. So
Wow.
for the fact that someone is having disability doesn't mean that the person is of a less faith. Even as a Christian that I am, the
Mm.
Bible even say that mustard seed, that your faith is as to be small as
Small.
mustard mountain. But a faith that can make you walk every day without sight
Mm.
is bigger than a mustard seed.
Exactly. Wow. I love this. That's a very, very strong faith. So as a believer, what role has faith played for you? Like your belief in this your
Mhm,
journey?
mhm. Okay, so one thing that faith has done for me as a Christian is that limitation exists nowhere
Hmm.
except in the
Wow.
heart of the man.
Hmm.
Because if you believe you
Deep.
can, then you can. Because even my Bible supports this that we can do all things through
Yeah.
Christ who strengthens us. Well, not
Hmm.
just some things, but all things.
Things.
That is,
Yeah.
the only thing that is limiting every individual is your thought.
Hmm.
Your thought. So that is what I go down to, and it has been helping me.
Hmm.
Like when I started with production of manuals, I started with just Braille, with Braille books alone. So
Okay.
the thought came that okay, that what of people that have not learned how to use Braille? So how will they gain? Okay, so I was having this fear. Then, like some people also told me that people are going to pirate to your books, pirate to your material. I said, okay.
Hmm.
So I just said that if I limit myself to Braille because of piracy, I can't move on. Then I said, okay, let me give it a shot. And I
Hmm.
did that, okay, by not
Hmm.
limiting myself to just Braille. And today, even a school in India, we
Hmm.
the center in India, make use of my material. Okay,
Wow.
some of the trainer or the instructor that approached me sometimes in a June, I know, sometimes in a March, or to get a material about two different material, PowerPoint and Excel. Okay,
Hmm.
because they don't have it anywhere. It's only in our organization that you can get such a material. Okay,
Wow.
that's it.
Wow.
So that is what faith does. Okay, helping you not to
Hmm.
be with the little.
Hmm. Yeah. I would always say this, like the limitation is in the mind. It's just
Yes.
your thoughts. When
Yes.
you can conquer those self-limiting beliefs, you can conquer the world and you can become anything you want to be, and you can become who God has created you to be, regardless of your circumstance.
Yes.
Thank you, Femi, for this conversation.
You're welcome.
Thanks for watching. I hope this inspires and motivates you to rise above your limitations and determine to become all that you want to be, regardless of your circumstance. Bye for now. Until next time.
If you like this content, click on the like button, share to anyone who might benefit from this, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more inspiring contents like this.